Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to a Let's Play of Kaiserreich, Union of Britain. So a lot of things happened in the meantime. In December 1941, around Christmas, we have finally beaten Germany. Germany is now a puppet of us and the Kaiser is no more. Instead it's a totalist regime, so that is very nice for us. And basically most of Northern Europe here has been totally reshuffled, as has been most of Africa. And most of these nations are our puppet now, so we do control most of this more or less directly. Can we have a look at the diplomatic mode here? Yeah, you can see most of this is ours now. We are still at war against the Donau Pact, so against the Balkan sort of Central European region over here, as well as a couple of the German previous allies, mostly these Low Country nations, and of course the Dutch East Indies. So that's pretty much it. I released most of these nations here as puppets simply because it does cost political power to not do so, and stability and war support. So yeah, you kind of have to release a lot of them. There are a couple of exceptions though. So most importantly, here North Africa, this is pretty much ours, as is Cuba. And the reason I wanted to keep these regions is basically because it plays more into my empire theme, where, you know, we have control of Algeria, Tunisia, so we might as well take Morocco as well. And over here we are still trying to threaten a little bit the US by having a very significant presence down here in Havana, in Cuba, and I think that will be alright. So these are still our nations, still our territory. Likewise, a lot of these little nations over here, most importantly Diego Garcia Island, which is very, very strategically located and does allow us to potentially at least attack the Dutch East Indies. That is also ours, so all of that is ours. We also haven't really been given back Malta towards the Italians. Italy is looking a little bit weird because we now have two socialist Italian republics. We've got the Socialist Republic of Italy and we've got the Communal Association. So these guys are our puppets and they are currently, well, we basically released them and it's looking a little bit weird, honestly, but maybe it's not entirely unreasonable to presume that that would happen. Right, other than that, we are of course still in war down here against the West Indies. I suppose that once we've won this battle over here, we will have dealt with them pretty nicely. Most of the other red divisions are now being transferred to Diego Garcia so that they have some prospect of attacking over there. Most of our fleets are coming down here towards the Mediterranean so that they can attack the Donaubund provinces a little bit more there, and that should be fairly lovely. Most of these guys are transferring there already. And other than that, our land forces will be trying to break through here against the Low Countries and of course then advance into the Central Powers. A couple of noteworthy things that I did discover while browsing around over here. The Soviets are out of manpower, so they've pretty much exhausted their entire manpower pool, and it's starting to show on some of these divisions. So they are starting to look very, very weak over here. And actually we do need to help them before they collapse entirely. The other thing is, since we puppeted Germany, we now have an overview of all of their shipping. And you can see they had a lot of ships still, of course, in the Baltic Sea, but also in the Atlantic. We are seeing a carrier fleet over here with 12 capital ships. So that's nothing to be sneezed at. I think 5 of these are dreadnoughts. And then we have another fleet down here somewhere. Yeah, there. With another 9 fleets, 9 capital ships. That's 5 dreadnoughts. So I think that was very interesting for me to see just how much stuff they still had, even though we've been battling them for such a long time. Our ships, of course, are being refurbished. I have kept this area here of northern Germany. I'm not going to hand that over towards the Germans right now. And the reason for that is mostly because there are a lot of naval dockyards over here. So that does help our refurbishment of our navy by quite a bit. You can see most of our dreadnoughts are now being also actively refurbished by these German dockyards, abstractly. And a couple of our fleet destroyers here are being refurbished as well, so that's very nice. Good, it's been 4 minutes, let's start the game over here. I think these tanks would do a very fine job. Do we want to attack here directly, or do we want to sort of go around them? I think the latter might be better, so let's try to sort of sneak up there. I think that's going to be alright. How about Amsterdam? Amsterdam is over here. Yeah, no, that is still okay. Right, you, my friend, can capture Groningen, even though that's not part of your battle plan. But I think that's going to be alright. You are going to move away from here, that's okay too. You are advancing into there? Where are you going? Oh, directly to Maastricht. That's a very short battle plan there. But that's okay. And you know what? You here are going to be part of this battle plan as well. And I just want to send you sort of directly to Amsterdam. I think that's alright. Good. Down here there's also a little bit to do. So we are seeing that the Austrian border is more or less empty. So what we're going to try is grab Southern Tyrol over there. And over here at least grab Udine and potentially Trieste. And that should be alright. You're going to go this way, that's fine, and then try to circle around. Principally because I don't want to hand that over towards the Danish. Right, you can try to grab Venice. And you here are coming around there, that's okay. And if you could try to grab Linz after that, that would be brilliant. And you likewise can maybe try to get into the rear of these Czech troops and Polish troops over here, that would be great. And you know what, we are going to expand this here a little bit. Right. But then you can principally start to prepare an attack over there, and that's gonna be alright. Good. Without further ado, let's start the game and see what's gonna happen. So, we are... Events or decisions? Still? Nieseland. Yes. I think that's somewhere in Africa over here, right? This here? Nieseland? Yeah. Alright, fine, fair enough. Good. We are being attacked over here by these Polish-Czech troops. I think it's mostly Polish troops, actually. That's alright, though. A couple of victories over here, and mostly we are pushing into Denmark, into the Low Countries here very nicely, I suppose. You are all a little bit funny. Where do we want to strike? I think I would like to strike here, primarily so that I can sort of lock you in and not have to worry about anything else there. That's alright, you're gonna come this way and try to get Amsterdam that way. You are also going to try to attack there, so I think this battle here should be resolved fairly quickly, if I do unpause the game, that is. Right, you're defending there only, but that's okay. You are making advances over there, and you are very close to striking Amsterdam, so that's going to be very great. And there we go, you have actually captured Amsterdam already, and you're now pushing on to Utrecht. You here, try to get there. I suppose attacking that should be okay. And you can sort of try to circle around this way and just capture them there. Right, you are doing very funny things. Let's try to be a little bit less silly there. Let's try to get to Eindhoven and then towards the southerly route. And you likewise can try to do that and then advance to Brussels. Right, perfect, fine. Oh, we do have 3 military factories, lovely. And what are we a little bit short of? I think only light tanks really, so let's actually produce a little bit more of these. We are producing a lot of them already. Well, I'm going to increase that up here a little bit. That should be okay, right. There we go. Unfulfilled import request, who's that? Soviet Russia. Okay. I'll cancel that then. And we are short on steel actually. Never seen that. Let's buy up the Swedish commune, they are our puppet. So that should work fairly well. Why are you set on defending there? I didn't get that. Right, so as we are nearing New Year's Eve... Ooh. No. What on earth are you doing? Right, that's better. Right, and we are making some progress over here. Let's try to attack The Hague. And this little bit up there. And that should hopefully seal the fate of the Netherlands fairly soon. There we go. Fantastic. Can we actually grab all of that? We can satellite them directly, or we can take their estates. Naval lockouts only 2. No naval lockouts over here. So if we capture them, we've got a new option to release them immediately. I think it would make sense to get this as sort of a power base between the Germans and just keep it. Oh, you're still in affection with the Dutch East Indies? Is that true? Okay, what's going on here? Fine. Okay, good. Pause here for a second. A lot of equipment captured. What is this now? So you are a puppet of us. Lovely. Fantastic. Good. Well, that's nice to see. Good. Let's look at the diplomatic memo then. Yes, indeed. The world is turning communist. So that's very nice to see. How are we looking over here? This battle is still raging, but at least we're only seeing one defender now. So that's good to see. No battle down here in the Mediterranean for now, which is just as well. We've at the last minute sunk a couple of destroyers over there, so that's alright. With our ships like these. That's nice. Events or decisions, what are we going to do with Dutch Guinea? Is that over here? Yeah. You know what? We are going to release Suriname. But what about the Netherlands themselves? Restore the government in exile? I don't think there was one. Dutch East Indies? Becomes control of Holland. That's an interesting choice right there. Who would be betraying? This is stupid. Okay, but nevertheless I do want to keep it because it's a relatively rich region. So that will be nice. Right, and that does mean all of you guys can sort of more or less advance to this area down there. And you guys here try to capture Bruges. You're trying to get there. You can try to get Hasselt maybe. Yeah, basically everyone just stream down there into the flanks of these guys. And I think just look at all the French streaming east now. That's interesting to see. Oh, we should keep an eye on the developments down here. So yeah, this is not gonna go well. I think if we do it like this, that'd be a little bit better. And we are liberating that for our Italian colleagues. I suppose that these guys will move away very soon. Our ships are moving there, that's okay. And over here. Just try to bot that guy so it's not bothering us anymore. Yeah, this is a fantastically messy situation down here. Just I can't even tell the front lines completely, but everything should be alright. Okay, let's take this guy, try to advance on Antwerp as well, by this northerly route. At any rate, they are collapsing, even if they don't know it yet entirely. This might be, we could do this a little bit more efficiently if we just paid a lot of attention and did a lot of micro over here. Just don't really want to do that right now. Ooh, and I do see something developing. Nope, apparently not. Alright. Things are over here are fine. Over here we are soon to beat them, I think. So that's going to be alright. And here we go. That's the West Indies. I would like to take all of your states, don't I? Liberate the United States. Ah, okay, in Puerto Rico. No. Here we go. Are we getting a lot of decisions around that? Doesn't look like we do. Yeah, well, it might take a while to update that. Alright, you guys. You're coming there. That's not really required. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's look at these guys. Let's take the Marines, and the Marines specifically are going to go to... No, we don't. Actually, wait a minute. We don't need to do that right now. So the only thing I'm really wondering... I cannot justify a war goal against you right now, but I might be able to do that in the future. On the other hand, I suppose what we could do... Okay, no, all of you guys are gonna come down here. basically somewhere. Let's say Batavia. I think Batavia is fine. Let's say a fallback line here. All of you, 24 divisions. That should hopefully be okay. And then we need to delete this. And I think I added someone over here as well. Yeah. Good. Alright. All of you are going to come up there. That's okay. Oh, how about you? I've completely neglected you. Well, sorry about that. So, I suppose we can send you up towards Northern Europe. Sorry, Northern Africa. Yeah, let's send you towards Tunis. We're going to lose some equipment doing this, but I think we will be alright. Could likewise send you via sea. But we'll be alright, really. Alright. And we are getting some decisions. West Indies Federation. It's only 30 political power. We are losing a lot of stability here. And Puerto Rico in particular. I mean, Puerto Rico itself isn't really worth that much. It's only 1 civilian factory. And 5 victory points. So, honestly, for you, I don't care quite as much. Let's release them. There we go. Right, we do need to be very careful about our stability here. Is there anything that we can do to increase stability? Oh, someone has been defeated. Oh, Flanders. Yeah. Again, I would like to take all of your states. Fate of Belgium. Going to occupy them further. Yeah, stability is starting to look a little bit critical now. But this is a really rich region and I do want it. So, yeah. And over here, Wallonia itself, well, we'll have to see once we do actually capture them. Another decision available? Which one is that? Return communal lands? No. Which lands would that be? Only Dunkirk? Well, I would give you Dunkirk. Wouldn't really like to give you anything else though. How are we looking in terms of this battle line here? You could try to get behind these troops. You could attack like that, and you shouldn't be really attacking into these mountains, but you could come down here. Yeah. We've made a dent into their lines over here, but not really over there. I think we will need our tank troops, but it is winter, so all of this really is a little bit hinging in the... Really? I think Hawaii has been in more than 3 different, or not more, in exactly 3 different factions over the course of this game. So that's interesting to see. Right. Come on, guys. Do knock them out of the city. I know you're tanks, and I know that tanks aren't particularly well suited towards fighting in cities. Right, convoy escorts. I suppose you guys are actually fine, and maybe we can actually ask 2 of you guys to retire and just save us a little bit of fuel. This strike force doesn't need to be operating here, but I would like it to be operating here. I don't think we really need it, but it should be alright. Let's send you over here. That should be okay. Right, one more thing that we might want to do actually is take our small carrier here and join it up with the battle group. You're currently based in Malta and you should be able to guard these 2 areas here. Why are you not doing that? Is it because you're repairing, or is it because of these guys that are refitting? Don't think that should be the case. We've got this air fleet over here. You desperately need your fast battleships back. You guys are fine. How are we looking in terms of production? I think we are soon going to get a lot of these destroyers done, and that should be okay. Right, lots of troops transferring, and down here I think we will soon see, and then all of that is going to collapse. How are we looking in terms of air power? There's quite a couple of air forces over here and into West Germany. And down there and there, so that's all good. Don't really have that many fighters over Poland. Yeah, but we do need some down here. So I think that's alright. Do we have more aircrafts that we could sort of push forward? Naval bombers, interwar bombers, fighters. We do have a lot of fighters. So let's grab 400 Hurricanes, send them over Poland on air superiority, of course. They only should be fine. It's going to cost us a bit of fuel, although I'm not sure who is paying that fuel, whether it's us or the Soviets. Alright, come on. This needs to collapse. This is going to collapse here. Guess we can accelerate time here a little bit. No major naval battles, so I think we are alright over there. You just try to advance into there. Yeah, and this is really the pinnacle here, where we do need to send in more troops, I suppose. Can you attack like that? You're attacking into there, that's okay. Yeah, all of these troops are going to collapse fairly soon. And we'll have to see whether that's worthwhile keeping or not. Situation down here, you definitely can try to strike into Venice. And that would be brilliant, just to cut these guys off. And even the Italians are now making progress because these guys are withdrawing. And even now we have split the forces there, so that's good. Yeah, we are under attack here, but it will be fine. We're going to come up this way. This is Marsh province, and it's muddy. So not really ideal conditions. Suppose we could try to get into here. Ah, okay, you are an entirely different front there. Okay, then that's not possible. Okay, fine. Right, up here, situation just developing. Anything else we should be concerned about? Not really, I think. Oh, you guys can potentially retire a little bit. Okay, you're the air fleet number 1. Let's bring you over here towards Casablanca or Oran or something. I think Casablanca will be fine. You're not going to do naval support, you're just going to come here. That's alright. And then these troops, our scouts, can remove them from over here. Gonna add these areas over here as your primary destination. And we're gonna ask all of these guys here to be patrolling. And come into the harbour in Malta. Lovely. Good. By the way, in terms of construction, I'm building a lot of things that, you know, would be sort of viable for a colonial power. So a lot of ports, a lot of radar stations. I suppose a lot of these radar stations can actually be deprioritized below the harbours. Although I would like to get the one in East Anglia and all of that. So here we are. Our Letonia has surrendered. What do they have? They've got 12 military factories, 4 civilian ones. Did I not have the power to pop at them? There we go. You've been puppeted, that's nice. Let's take these tanks, let's get rid of this stupid clan, and let's ask it to be... I think striking into Poland would be appropriate. Although that would be from Soviet territory, and I'm not sure I want that. Okay, so instead what you guys are going to do, so you're going to form a line over here. Who's that? Controller Germany. Fine. And then you have an attack plan too. We don't even have an attack plan yet. Right. That. And you're going over there. Fantastic, lovely, good stuff. Right. Up over here in Venice, you apparently withdrew from there. That's not entirely what I would like to see. Let's get you over here then. And this gentleman can advance into the area over there. Or maybe not. But that means you can advance here. Verona, taken by us. Lovely. And this little pocket of Italian forces there, I think, is going to surrender fairly soon. We are sending troops over here. How are you guys doing? You're coming up there fairly quickly. We do have a lot of oil, so that's nice to see. You guys are still up there a little bit pointlessly, but it's alright. Good. Down here then. Can we do more against these troops? I suppose not. Can we capture this area? Don't think that we can. A bit of pockets over there. Our tanks are coming in over here, so that's nice to see. You, my friend, are also going to be part of this front line here. And then we can ask you here to be rejoining them. Okay, that's alright. Good, 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 good. Oh, these convoy raiders. I suppose we don't really want you to raid over here. I suppose I really would like you to raid this area, this area. That should pretty much do it. How are we looking in terms of production of our units? Yeah, very soon we are going to get problems here. We do need a lot more steel actually. Swedish Commune. You are delivering a lot to us. Anyone else? German Empire, maybe? How about you? Delivering us 80 steel? What do we think about that? That's lovely, isn't it? Good. Nice. Good. Obviously that's very fine. Oh, look at that. The Austrians landed down there again. They're doing that with such predictability. It's actually kind of amazing. Okay, let's try to capture that province just to shorten our front lines there a little bit. It's looking fine. How are these tanks doing? You are preparing. We can do a staff plan, so let's do that. That means you are getting a big boost in terms of your preparation. So in about 2 days you will be able to strike. We have already sunk a couple of ships, or at least damaged them. No, they have done that, York. Alright, so what we need to do is send fighters over here over the Adriatic coast. Let's send you over there, and that should help out a little bit. Right. Okay, good. How are you guys doing? Fully prepared? No, just a day or more. There we go, that should be it. Let's start the advance. Gonna be limited attacks for now. But I think likewise, I'll ask you to come on to Prague. I think this should collapse fairly quickly. And we'll be able to capture a lot of troops over here. Yeah, just look at that. Just steamrolling them. We've gotten the Demaklos project, which is nice. That does give us a boost towards various things. But I'm slightly concerned about the political powers, so we could go down here. That's 100 political powers. No, power. Any other way to get a lot of political power? There's rail reform. Wouldn't be doing that much force, I suppose. Although, you know, playing Mosley, I think that would be sort of very appropriate. Mosley, of course, was very enthusiastic about public buildings, public builds. I mean, this is nice to get. And ultimately, I would at least bypass that also. On the other hand, that's 100 political power for 2 things. This is 50 political power for 1 thing, so that's alright as well. Unassigned divisions, really. Okay, we've got 2 more tank divisions. You're part of the Republican Tank Army, of course. Speaking of, how are we looking in terms of mechanized equipment? No, I'm not quite where I needed to be. And we've got a lot of free dockyards, so that's lovely. Let's, before we end the episode here, look at our shipping, because I'm a sucker for ships. So yeah, that's nice. So we've got a couple of Fleet Destroyer 2s here. How complete are our ships now? You are fairly okay, actually. So I suppose what I would like to do actually is grab these units. I'm not sure how we got these guys. It seems to have been given us by some sort of event. And they are the most modern destroyers that we have. But let's look at their design. Let's upgrade that a little bit to, of course, dual purpose guns, which are going to be much, much better. Because, again, they fire at anti-air as well. Just look at the boost in anti-air by 10 points to 12.6. Light attack is going to go up a little bit. Light piercing is go down slightly, but not that badly actually. And I suppose here radar would be fine. Of course, best anti-air that we can grab. And let's actually grab a couple of depth charges so that you can viably defend against other stuff as well. And it seems like two radar installations are going to give us more benefit. So let's do actually that. It's going to be... oh. Ah, okay, so no, we cannot do that. Fine, I get it. Do we want to fire control systems? Yes, it would decrease reliability by a very significant margin. And let's firstly remove that, and then secondly see what's going to happen if we do add it. So, fire control systems, better anti-radar, better light attack. I'm sort of tempted to do this. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's save that up. And I think that's a very, very good design. And of course you do deserve a better name. So let's call you DD Fleet Destroyer. And I would like you to give you an appropriate symbol. And why can I not save that? Because I changed this? Did I already? Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Right, you guys. No, you cannot be upgraded. Okay, weird. Design. Okay, let's do that all again. Shouldn't take too long. Radar. Fire control. Anti-air. Dual purpose. Depth charge is better. Dual purpose. We could of course think about more torpedoes as well. But I think that's alright. So, you're going to be DD Fleet 4 save. What on earth is going on? Okay, maybe... Weird. Okay, I'm going to solve that in between episodes. But until then, I thank you very much for watching. And I do look forward to wrapping this up with you by taking on the Donau Pact. And potentially, ultimately, the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Can we justify war goals at all? No. Well, not at our current political power, so that's what we'll need to work on. But until then, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.